Welcome to the program. My name is Abman Kota. You are watching the Tpn Radio Network, coming to you live from the United States of America. Today we'll get a discussion we'll get to do with one of we former Vice President, the late Solomon Berewa. And it's now 1 hour program we'll get to do today. And hopefully we'll be able to cover all the topics about this person. We all know say Berewa a very, very interesting the politics of Sierra Leone. He died then this year, according to the family announcement. And some of we come for understand Berewa, well, not physically know Berewa, but we are able to Berewa first way he been be as, I think, a doctor. And a commodity. He joined the SLPP leadership of the late Jan Kaba. May he so rest in peace. And later, he can be a vice president. Then after that, after the end of that government, Mr. Berewa being there for, contest for the presidency in 2007. And he gave for loss to Anes Baikoroma, then opposition leader for the All People Congress. And after he lost, a lot of SLPP members that they want for make Mr. Berewa not agree. Because according to some SLPP folks, they believe say Christian Top, when I been the NEC chairman, the National Electoral Commission chairman, and then believe say he rogue. And waiting can make that problem they be happen. Then get for disqualify Kailahu, because according to the National Electoral Commission, Kailahu there were rampant voting, where overvoting, sorry, where been go on at the districts, so then get for disqualify. And because of that disqualification, it make the APC kind of power. And when the APC kind of power, Mr. Berewa no come out and start for call for boycotts and demonstration and obstruction. So this is now one of the good things where I get for Mr. Berewa, because at that time a lot of SLPP be want for make Berewa not agree, because they wanted for make them able for do some bad things in the country, demonstration, obstruction, and all those type of things. So but Berewa not do nothing. So whether he do because of the peace of the country, which I believe so, or because he believes he doesn't go, he not been get for change anything. So therefore, want for let anybody Alright, hold on, let me bring in Mr. Kabo. Okay, hold on, let me bring Mr. Kabo quickly. Berewa been get the opportunity for say, I cannot agree with this because almost an entire district was cancelled. But he said no. He said he left everything for the sake of the country. This now he make people like we, so even though we not been agree with Mr. Berewa, but we get that respect there because of that decision. A good leader, not to the time when peace day, now they know you as a good leader. A good leader at the time when problem day, the decision when you get for make, now in get for make a difference. And at that time, I think saying the best decision that one day he make, that make him get high respect not only within the country, but also within the APC party. Because I remember when Anes Baikoroma, former Anes Baikoroma, former President Anes Baikoroma, been get problem with him vice when Alhaji Samsumana, the very time when Samsumana run away, he go hide. I call Samsumana. Me and Indian a phone been talk. na de Berewa can na den host. Samsumana tell me say na Berewa don't cancel, so I will talk to you later. So and I can't find out later say actually na Anes Koroma na in tell Berewa with other folks them for make them go talk to Samsumana for make he step down. And that make Berewa Bingoli. This is what I understand, you know. So that was a very, very important decision that one day for the benefit of that country. Having said that, did Berewa do things where they mean really bad? Of course. A politician where they in politics for a very long time, like a country like Sierra Leone, Africa in particular, they must do something way not good at all. So I know Canada for come give saint status to Berewa. He was as bad as any other politician in Sierra Leone. We know that. We remember when Tpn Kaba, you know, returned from Guinea after the overthrow, when the ECOMOG then bring Tpn Kaba. According to what I understand, this is not my own opinion. This is what I understood at the time. Berewa na one of the people that we actually be want revenge against innocent people. Them, you know. In fact, somebody tell me at the time say Berewa utter a word say before the ECOMOG come, because there was a debate whether Tpn Kaba go agree for make ECOMOG go intervene as Sierra Leone, keep people them just for bring and come. But according to what I understand, and say Berewa say if na fall we left na free tongue, we they go rule the fall them. This I read that not to one person, not to two people, but these are rumors, so I can take it as it is. And you know, Berewa no perfect. He was not a perfect human being. Nobody know the way na a perfect human being. But he did make a decision, one decision that your life, it did change the entire perception of you, who you are. As I know say a lot of my brothers and sisters we all na APC, they get a different take on Berewa, because I remember then there are some people that then they pull audio why people then they say Berewa na being good person, Berewa na bad person. There is some people that say self then they urge Anes by Kuruma for make you know, go visit up hold on American they call opinion. There is no need why people then for boycott Berewa in funeral, because you know what, those people are all the same. I go tell when I say there are certain things where been they go on, even with all the contentious campaign where been they go on between Anes by Kuruma and Berewa. And I understand at one time Berewa get for sick. You know, he's sick. Anes Kuruma na in pay for the medical expenses. This is what I had. I did able to confirm that, but this be happened during the Anes by Kuruma regime, when this was in fact they say I get a motorcar also. So for like Waka, you were able to get a movement, you know. So those people are all the same, you know. Then besides, who is going to live in this world forever? Nobody. We all get for go one way or the other one day. So if somebody got taken life, yes, we talk about the good and the bad things. So that person they do a very good thing, but there is no need for begin to tell people to say no go there, no do this, no do that. I don't think it's a very, very wise decision nowadays. And I hope say the APC party leadership can go yonder in full force and go support with former vice president. That's us now been former vice president. Okay? Now we have been former vice president. I know say Africa, Sierra Leone in particular, sometimes then they take passional and put her into politics. Now in they make quick, them vex, quick, because passional stuff It's easy for it trigger you emotion, you know. So nobody know the way they in politics for 5, 10 years, where you know go tell you say I don't make mistakes. You know, the mistake may vary, but everybody, and Eskroma make a lot of mistakes when he been in a power. Atijankaba make a lot of mistakes when he been in a power. Samsumana make a lot of mistakes when he been in a power. Berewa make a lot of mistakes when he been in a power. And just look at the current president. He is making a lot of mistakes when he in a power, and he therefore continue for make the mistakes. Then they say he come on a power. That is part of the baggage. That is part of the imperfection of humanity. So we have to distinguish your, imperfection and the things that we will not say and dear to we. We all get for die. So I just want, on behalf of the TPN media, for sympathize with the family of Mr. Berewa. We all they grieve together because he was once a leader of that country there. So we sympathize with Una. May God give good road. The mistakes then when you don't do this one here, may God forgive her. Just like any of we when we die, now so people then get for pray for we. Politics aside. Let we take politics and put her aside. If we say no more, would they pounce on somebody he mistakes them, we'll not go ever get somebody when a good person at the world. Nothing, absolutely. Even the prophet them, a lot of them they make a lot of mistakes, a lot. And these are people who are guided by God. Let alone you way now an ordinary animal, we not get any guidance from God. So yes, Mr. Berewa makes a lot of he make a lot of mistakes when he been there in a republic, probably even when he in private life. But mostly when he been in a public life, he make a lot of mistakes. Should we say, therefore, we'll not go forgive her? No, we have to forgive him after us. We think that therefore do with we? Nothing, absolutely. That man don't left public office for the past, I don't know, almost 14 years now. Why are you still angry? Life must move on. Let's give him the in last respect, irrespective of what we own opinion about him, that we give in last respect, at least for a couple days. So now this I get, and I go bring me commentators for make themselves then give their own opinion. And definitely we will start with Mr. Abdul, the first person will come in. Mr. Abdul, what do you think about the death of former Vice President Berewa, Solomon Berewa?
Well, thank you, Mr. Michael. Well, now what you say pretty much, Berewa not a doctor, so you be made a mistake.
Oh, na be
Who's
lawyer,
the doctor? Na lawyer.
Na lawyer, yes, sorry.
Yeah, na lawyer. And like you say, one of the famous country lawyer there, and but the politics, now he can add more so in fame at the country. We first begin with defend Mina as the lead counsel, and then the appeal now invite Batan Macaulay Jr. for trial bank where they fail, where they kill Mina. One thing we say we very salient, very much important to lay emphasis on the peace of the nation in continuity where it called for by the result of that 2007 election. You are quite right that if
Come a little bit closer to your phone. Sound like say you did a little bit far.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I said like what you say, if Berewa be one bring hiccup in that country, he could have done that.
Yeah.
They were the party in power. It's a hardcore SLPP Mendeman. They could have muzzled Sijan Kabak, say, this now government, our party, hearing a party man, what did Pakaba go do? He go just behind the scene, he plea for in life, it's okay, we'll go ahead. Because you wait to talk exactly, now that SFP will be talk, and let's call a spade, we all get for that perhaps had it been the days of Sheikh Stevens, which will be happening in 2007, not going to happen because Sheikh will say, like when they say, elect for cause, because most of them will be walk on around, they able to burn their own. Because if you look at their age now, the Abbas Bundu, the Black Conte, I think Bishikanu just died. If you look at the time when he go into politics, when he was Minister of Mines, Hassan Bishikanu was 33, 4 years old. So these guys came to power, they began enjoy at a younger age. So Sheki take them say, that one I'm small picking so even it cost them. So the fact is Sheki for me just tell Christian at top say, I don't think they excuse me for bad language, I just they make. No, go ask him mama if not to papa I born you for call that result day because that's what they said Sheki used to say to a minister the way they cost them. So yes, you're right. The thing will go down in history about Paberewa Solobi. Now the peace of the country is it supersede his own ambition, his own supporter, what he then want to do. And a man will loyal based on which we read. Because if you recall even that election, this man Kanja say was his choice to be his running mate. But Yankaba said no, bring him Momodu Kuruma. Why? For eating to the north. Because Momodu Kuruma get mixed blood, he gets him the blood, he gets me the blood. Solobi, you oblige. He followed that. He caused an election. Because Momodu Kuruma was not popular within the party and I just a yes man to Bakaba. What always to say is right. I only hope the Ochu don't die from what we read, and this I get it from a very reliable source because my father-in-law is between the two people that Berewa was able to forgive Tijakaba before Tijakaba died. Because Berewa, don't forget, all these years with all the fame, but Juba been there. But as a result of that election, where as everybody waiting at this program could don't see the interview then we they don't call that Tijakaba don't call, I don't congratulate him. He was happy getting ready to set his cabinet up and all that. So for make otherwise another result come up, he don't be happy about it. So that caused him to move from Juba. So go to the suicide the day so now where he died. So I only hope they were able, as two elders were able to patch the differences, say, okay, Lord forget about it, Lord shake hands, Lord leave peace and harmony for the remaining years they will get at this world. I hope and I pray that happen. And then you also touch on some of the mistakes that way he did. That is like when the coup take place and whatever. And if you ask most Northerners, they will tell you perhaps that is one of the things we say what you may about Chijankaba, which you and I and others have said it. So up to now, he there in the issue of Sierra Leone as one of the best presidents with that country don't produce. I'm not going to say Kaba was not a corrupt person, but a man, if he gets the interest of the nation, if like what Francis say, not they take the 99%, maybe 91% if they take. Yeah, but the mistakes some of them we didn't do when Johnny Paul came to power, to some we then we feel say that we just decide for do summary execution or selective. That's the appropriate word. Excuse me. I'm here again. I'm my name, but I know few prominent men there when I say people, some of them then papa there and then I've been the signatories to the Lancaster, whatever, independent thing, London, because them, say when they one go that independent, they select some paramount chiefs them way are very senior them from some part of the country. A lot of them from the southeast, they came from. And one of them with, a very prominent Sierra Leonean, even here in the diaspora, that he told me this personally. He went to Guinea and he asked them, and Berewa Shaibo, woman, for example, go Mankota, not bring America justice now. Them I follow each number who could deal with them. We already know who's going to die or one of them. I'm not saying that is true, but I'm just going by if you Mankota, you're an APC credible member, everybody within the rank and file of APC know you, but you happen to visit Freetown and you have a communication with Anis Kuruma, Sumana, Victor Foy, and you quote them people, yeah. To you, like you, I'm really astonished, So that's the mistake they do. And if you look at it, when Johnny Paul came to power, he tried unsuccessfully for recruit Asan Bishikano as Minister of Finance. He did not succeed. The next person they turned to, I forget the other Northerner, whether they able to get Nigel Bangali. He served for that 11 months government as the Minister of Finance. But when Solobi and Pabera went back to Shirado, who did they execute? I mean, the Amara Bangali is still in Bo. Then I us, you know. And they say, no, they look at the crime we commit. Well, some of the people executed when Pakaba and Berewa returned, then people and they had no alternative now, but now for serve the government of the day. I mean, except if their own interpretation was, then for be left, move Guinea or Liberia or flee the country as others did, then so turn to all man get that look to the way. So for them, both of them, Pakaba and Berewa, blessed memory, as they say, oh well, if you remember, that is where the word we Berewa coin collaborators. That is the word where it came from. As a lawyer, these guys to be charged all as collaborators, meaning those who served. They were not part of the coup, but they happened to serve under Johnny Pauling government in different ministerial or parastatal area. So I think, say, yes, like you say, let God forgive them. Those are one of the mistakes there. Believe most of the people don't forgive them, and because of the thing we do, we put the interest of the country first. For saying, no, now left the power, I don't win, they say I don't win. Now they say I don't win again, I accept the result. That's what God say.
All right.
So now that's the moment.
Yeah, that will bring. That's wonderful. That will bring in. Bami, what thing you take?
Well, just like where everybody try for just talk about the good and the bad of the former vice president, and as I've been mentioned to you, fortunately, I've been get the opportunity for cross path with him. And the time I cross path with him, immediately after, if you remember, before the overthrow Momo, that ended them they prepare for go to a general election. So when they prepare for go to the general election, Bewa, this guy has to then become light skin guy, so he become High Commissioner in Nigeria, Dr. Lusain Fofana, and Joe Blair. Then people they try for the can America, yeah. I will never forget. When they come, me I don't know because me I involved politically, so I can mingle with any of these people there. So when they come, I've been fortunate. When they can, they try to form a party and call a new breed. You know, I mean, I don't know if anybody member during that year there was a news blast in Sierra Leone where they say Jackson Smith supports new breed. That was done in Sierra Leone. Now, what happened then? They come, let me say, they will come with those individuals and come with this man also Jackson Smith. I know Jackson Smith. I will never forget. Now, me care and go to Jackson Smith. I don't need Jackson Smith. I care and go there. But prior to that, before we go, there were stay with me in my house. I would never forget. By then, I have like just one bedroom, me and me girlfriend over in our house. So we stayed in the living room. We have time to speak. We talk. So remember, the tension been on the boiling during then tension and day. And then tension and day been in the boiling. We will get discussion because I remember very well. My friend say, "Oh, I can't sleep in a room." The party say, "You know, say politician and get skills." The party say, "Hey, but no, I don't go sleep here. I didn't palapo." So the girl kept forcing this man because they can't sleep now. Go meet her. They left this man. We're not politician. We sleep like go near me. So me and Berewa, we slept in my living room on the floor. And whilst we were talking, he used one word. Remember, say immediately after that, they come over to go. But when I make a believe, say me personally believe, say Berewa, they all on the depend that war will take place in Sierra Leone. They facilitator. One of the reasons to make me believe say the facilitator because the discussion we'll get, it talk about the cutlass we'll get. So if I read back the statements the way man like that they make. You know, they're not in the position for forgive them or say no forgive them, not to my own business that. Because inside Sierra Leone, some individuals there, they don't make innocent people and don't die. So to me, they can go to hell. Because me are concerned about the innocent people there, where the people there caused them there. So when he mentioned about cutlass, I remember he talked that cutlass word. So if you now remember back when the rebel war been take place, there was a lot of cutlass by the country. Then even when we went to Jackson Smith, I would never forget when they convinced Jackson Smith, me, Berewa, Joblel, and the other guys, Dr. Alusai Fofana, who were there. Then they convinced Jackson Smith for let Jackson Smith now they want to connect Carfa Smart. So now Jackson Smith tell them, say, listen to me. He talk about food is uncle. That time the food is uncle not be imagined. Now that time that me self believe say possible in food is uncle be there. And then he tell us, he say, let me explain to you. He say, no, not ready for make Sarah New it. He say, always in a once now for drive Mercedes Benz and fly flag. He said, number two, Calfa Smart self for in the bring car for Selemi and Calfa Smart. Because they want to do the one for match Calfa Smart and Jackson Smith for go and the election. So now I tell them, say, he not go mix with Calfa Smart. Because I mentioned, he said, man like Calfa Smart, now they all bring demise in that country. That's what Jackson Smith, the late Jackson Smith said in the presence of Berewa. So he tell Berewa, say, you know what, Gina don't come meet me. You know, go think about her force. Then I come back to me. So even if anybody member in Sierra Leone, the picture self where they put the Jackson Smith support new breed. Now me take that picture there. Get on to Berewa. So they go, Berewa talked about saying that iron get for cut iron. So then left, then went to Africa. So now me brief encounter that when me get to that. This is not to say that secondary information that they give. Now this is waiting me and Berewa face to face how we get together. So them fellows then they trust me, based on our country then them politicians they will mess up with people in life. Let them go to hell when they die. Nothing for applaud them. Not to me place for say them will go to forgive them, me not get that kind of power there. So me go speak no more within the connection in the relationship what I get with them during the time. They not get nothing good for talk about. So I cannot speak nothing good about Berewa. All I go say, if you go meet Maker, if he hands day by anybody then that country then go meet up, then go sort themselves out. So I leave my own case there for now.
Let me bring in Mr. Cabo. Mr. Cabo, what's your take on this, the death of the former Vice President?
Good afternoon, TPN radio contributors and Sierra Leoneans at large watching this program. To be candid with you, Mr. Mankota, that man is one man whom I have probably no information or not much about him. Absolutely nothing. During the time of his political ascendancy, I was not that much involved in politics. I think there was a period of interregnum. During the war, I was busy on other things, trying to get away from the country or move my people. In fact, I was not there during his reign. I never witnessed them, Tpn Kaba, their reign. I only read briefly about them. And even Solomon Berewa or Solobi, I remember one of my brother, my wife's cousin mentioned his name to me during the time of the election. And I haven't read much about him. I actually read a lot, but I never come across that much information, especially on our TPN or people contributing from Sierra Leone, other than the video where he posted, where he talked about Tpn Kaba and Nana Skoroma, plus him, the elections where it stands, I think in 2007 or so, how he gave up his the elections when after without any bone of contention, how he called an Eskoroma. Those are the only areas that video where I watch. We talk about what Tpn Kaba do to would deceive and tell and say, let's go prepare in cabinet or some sort of things. And when the election come on, he just call and congratulate him, and he left the office, he go. And they ask him, what he go tell him supporter then? Why you not consulting supporter then? He say, if he did for consulting supporter, then there would have been chaos, and chaos. And he called the man, he consult him, and they say, why do so? We say, because the person, president, or to be a leader, you will wait for make decision of your own. So those And in a nutshell, that's what I got from him. But all I will say is his deeds will follow him. And there are people who know him, who have read about him, or who have witnessed the same way in the day, in good one or in bad one. But I never read much about him. For one reason or the other, in a one politician way, I not follow up his situation. I don't know whether it came up, and I think people will believe. I mean, will also say the same thing. I don't read much about him. There's nothing in the media that came much about him other than that video, which I ever witnessed, I ever watched. Maybe even last month or so, I saw that video and I listened it over and over for once. All I would say is may his deeds follow him. This is not a curse. This is not something against him. But we all know, however you hide in this world, when you die, what you do, and follow you. Some people they say you do bad. Maybe it's right they do bad, but or some people might say you do good. It's right they do good. But on the whole, now God get for determine whether what you do nine fine or what you do nine bad. So now make the people just put and
Yeah.
simple say may his deeds follow him. So I pray for the family and may in soul rest in peace. And that's all I have for now. And I pray for the country. And
Thank
that's
you
all.
very much. Let we talk to Mr. Americano. Americano, what's in your take?
Well, good day to all the listeners and me comrades, them, me colleagues, for say. I was not there for say about the late Honorable Vice President, former Mr. Solomon Berewa. I think say now one of we statesmen them in the history of Sierra Leone. For one thing, as a countryman, as a CM, regardless of him being a Mende, mean a Timni, and the other people, as Uso, whatever it is, he worked very hard for making acquire what he acquire until he became a and he come back now in country for serve, and he serve well. Lawyer in Sierra Leone. Yes, we are all political animals. He was with the SLPP, of course. He was loyal to the SLPP, which of course we serve within our other party them who always they try for staying with loyalty and they been doing anything wrong with that. And when you think about the Sierra Leone history, who is who, the name Solomon Berewa can't be escaped. They now will say then they ignore him. If they ignore if history no go allow that. So some of the things them we do, of course, like what you say, Mankuta, we are not perfect. They get the things that we do wrong, they get the things that we do great. But now one thing we must get for try for see very important, your legacy very important because waiting you the left now you the need to die. And the legacy in way if you stand at this wall, if you na faith you go meet say he stand back in the next world we will not know. Mr. Berewa during the convention, the SLBP convention, of course, they make an Amakeni and it been there 2005. They make the flag bearership and leader of the became leader of the party. And the SLBP, for the Imam, he conceded. Yes, you don't tell us he win election, then come back and say no win. If that man they be want one as alone, they don't think about the country, the peace way they actually work for. As much as if he is so ambitious, the man we lost for power. You know, and they don't take the power as vice president, you know. So he be president, he will be more so, he will be more than waiting he don't be. And if I go trigger, he go see those full. That's what being honorable means. Being honorable and patriotic and dedicated to a party, they don't do anything we go make the SLPP can do. Other than they try for let everything just be the way things then go better. So if man like this don't live in life that way, then I know them for BSLPP for praise them. I they praise them because if in the APC, now he do them kind of thing the way do, now the same way I before say. So I they pray, let we all pray say God help them. Let we all pray say God give am good road and a man way even if in can Columbus Ohio ya will me dey because we been get program where the Saloon communication we work on for see what you were able to do as alone. We go to Ohio State University, we go lobby for make them go improve something at the university in Jala University and especially when the agricultural university will be the try for see if they go add the veterinary school. We work on that and we inform the Sierra Leone government. At the time, Tijan Kaba was the president and Berewa was vice president. That man they canaya for make it can see what we don't do so that these things go become a reality. If you know say some of we will work on that project the winner APC, winner Timmy, because the Sarajevo Club of Columbus is predominantly Timmy anyway. But he came here, he was invited by the university, he accepted the invitation, he came here and he go to the university, he see what in there were before, take go na salon and improve in Jala on that sector day because now 1 13 year he been this salon safe. I don't die, that man I think he don't die. We go na salon with 3 veterinarians, the professor there. Who then go even do experiments who still pending there, insemination and all that kind of stuff. He encouraged the idea for letting people go there so that in Jala by now will be for don't get a veterinary school. So I commend them for that. Now that and I go get for say because I was impressed with that. And may his soul rest in peace. Thank you, Mr. Mankuta.
All right. Well, I'll just go for pray for him because it's very, very important. Um, the reason we make we dey pray because now for forgiveness, right? If we all perfect, there is no need for prayer, right? Nothing, absolutely. We don't need for pray. But we dey pray, we dey ask ourselves every day. We dey pray to God, say, God forgive we the sins that we don't do. So one of the things we are the requirement of prayers, sins forgiveness, you get forgive first. If you say not to forgive, then God not to forgive you. So yes, was Berewa a saint? Nope. He did a lot of things with mistakes. He did a lot of things with bad things then. But hey, just like what the commentators say, now God now ain't go able Georgia and Usa the we will be for Georgia na this earlier. That's our own judgment. That's our own opinion. That's how we feel. That's how we think. But at the end of the day, the most important judgment for Anna are God's own judgments, not to any other person. So I don't know if any we get about 10 more minutes to go. If anybody gets anything for say before we close the program. But again, Berawa at least was a nice person, in my own opinion, based on the decision where he make, not for make any kind of chaos in that country there, because we don't tie up on chaos. And in fact, that day, we just done a civil war, because the civil war done in 2002, I think so. Where then declare say the civil war done. So in 2007, 5 years later, it was very very unprecedented for go get another problem. So that particular stuff was really great. Respect him for that. Will I get anything for say for add? But,
Yeah, Mr. Makota. Yeah, I think say that word where you been talk say some APC folks been talk on social media. I don't think say Yansane and Eskuruma will heed to that advice. I think say they are patriots enough. APC is not short of intelligent, smart,
oh yeah, I know.
people. I don't mean the academic background, no. Just common sense, like what you said, to say that sense and take right book, not to book sense make sense. So I think they go go. I mean, some of these folks, I mean, don't get relationship before way back, and that what we talk is not hidden. That is the quality of an Eskuruma, very generous. Again, maybe then as alone, I witnessed one incident where this party where just met Shuma Binepa, where one with him, the brother from McKinney. Those of you who have been to McKinney, from Musa Almami Sila Komon and McKinney to Musa and Eskuruma Komon, it's less than a mile. We walk by foot. They grew up together. And when Almami Sila formed that party where he just met Binepa, for Almami Sila, we do for Amnesty International, he goes alone, he go die. I've been there now, somebody come where an Eskuruma call. The boss, he tell the boss, he say, let it send somebody, let go take money. Now, yeah, and Eskuruma go down, and Eskuruma name the person where the person for go meet that state house. For this, say, I call this person now, he go down, send this person, let can't take money for the burying. He say, oh man, well, what you go do now? Even though they know Shalmami Sila, they were all born at McKinney, they grew up together, but this behind time, they fall apart. The man decided for forming a party. You and me don't interview an addiction. It will not be surprising for mention, say, you understand, say, an Eskuruma being the see after Berewa and all the rest. An Eskuruma been the see after the current president, so much less of Berewa now. So that's not one thing, irrespective of whatever you may say or think about Eskuruma, but that's not one thing we get. Yes, some people may say it's vindictive and whatever. We are all human. We get we own flaws and closets them. So it is not a surprise that he able to do that for like we be sick, he cannot go in there. Even if he didn't at the constitution of Sierra Leone, African politics don't sound like So now you can find way from mass your opponent or somebody who is facing a threat to you. I mean, it happens now, and Eskuruma's security was withdrawn. It takes behind the scene negotiation, we might give them back. Even though the constitution say, oh, you forget them. So that are the dirty politics within Africa. So and that's why like I say, let God forgive them for the sins that we don't make. And I know, I don't know who is a Muslim or who is a Christian here, but they say for the Islam that when somebody don't die, mostly then they really no one let you talk bad about the person again because you don't die, especially when that person cannot defend himself. So that's what the Islam say. I may be wrong because I don't read the Quran personally. So now that's no more I want to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Would I get another thing? Anything for say? Okay.
Well, let me say something. Finally, based on the contributions we other Tpn members don't make, I think at this point in time, and based on other religious beliefs, at this point in time, we can conclude say Berewa was a very nice statesman, and for the mere fact that during the latter days of his life, he changed. And that's what we're looking at for everybody. We people like one with the bad, then as they grow, they say you don't change. And according to people in prayer and some other highly educated people, and they say the end justify the means. So if at the end of the day or of his latter days, maybe a long time, over 10 to 20 years, he changes his life to a better person, then the guy was a hero. So I'll just say, just like I said earlier on, may his soul rest in perfect peace. and let God put blessing to the family that we left, and and the country as a whole, and we pray for them. Let God sorry for them for whatever bad things that we even don't do. For this point, at this point in time, that's all I have to say. This is Nakago from New York.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So, yeah. Thank you, Mr. Kabo. Before we finish this, there are there is an app that is now like Amazon, eBay, and other stuff where you can buy cheap stuff there. Then call it and buy stars, and you can join them. You can catch them on buystars.net, or you can download the app now. Google Play or Train app. They the things then when they can stuff, then they sell European stuff, different stuff. This now an app just like eBay and Amazon where is very very great. So check it out. Check the app. So I did not get. So
What's the name of the app? I'm sorry, sir.
the buy stars I
BUYSTAR.
STARS.
STAR. All one word, no space, correct?
Yeah, one word. So
Okay.
check it out. Very very great app. You can sell. If you know somebody where they sell stuff them, you can also sell stuff them. Now that place they very cheap, very great. So and it's free.
By, bystars.net, right?
Bystars.net. That now the website. You can actually, for example, if you want for hold on, let me just do some make sure I pull the script. So the app, if for example, you get when I get friends with then say a group buy when I get friends so when I want for send gifts and also then get gift cards also. When I want for send gifts to somebody, when I want for buy something to somebody, who want for buy something for Mr. Cabo, you buy the thing, you put her in a group, put and call, then they email me or then they notify me, send me a text, say okay. So I go click that text there, then I go put the amount of money we have for contribute for that item there. Mr. Cabo, Babi they do the same thing. Mr.